No. Being adorable will not get you out of lying to the internet, Anthony. Oh, all right, you could lie to the internet. Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning, babies. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And we're feeling good on a Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
It's not usually when we see you anymore.
We haven't Wednesdayed in
Who knows how long? Years?
Probably 17 years.
Decades?
But we're here because Saige and Alex are disappearing off to the large Comic Con.
Yeah.
Going to run around the San Diego.
We are. I feel really bad because Alex was like, I've never been to Comic Con. And then you and I sat here and for 10 straight minutes just kind of dunked on Comic Con.
Well, I was like, I wanted to prepare. By the way, good morning, Alex. Congratulations on your first Comic Con.
Hello, good morning. I'm very excited and also terrified.
I just wanted to let Alex know you want to be mentally prepped for that floor. That's all. It's a fun time. It's a good time. You want to be prepped for that floor.
Right. Here's the thing. If you get to Comic-Con and you weren't prepared for the fun you're going to have, the great things you're going to see, how awesome of a time it is, you're going to be all right. If you get to Comic-Con and you weren't prepared for the smelliest, sweatiest experience on a con floor you've ever had, you might have a bad time.
That's right. So you got to go in knowing what to expect. That's all. That's all.
And I do love San Diego Comic-Con. I really do. It has like a special place in my heart, genuinely. And maybe that's just because I'm SoCal local. But I don't feel like anybody could really... You wouldn't assume that Comic-Con is how Comic-Con is, you know?
No, I mean, you know that it's going to be crowded. Like, you know it's going to be, it's going to be huge. You know it's popular. You know it's like a big deal. However...
There's a cookie in a bag on the ground, and Dagger is trying to eat it.
I wonder how that cookie got in that bag on that ground.
I just put it down because it was in the frame.
There's a dog down there, you know? Dang.
Control your dog.
Okay. Control your cookie.
I am. It's not going anywhere.
I don't know.
Anyways, SDCC.
It's all over the floor.
SDCC is chaos. It is, I would describe it, I would say...
SDCC Chaos is my favorite fighting game.
I think it is the worst smelling convention
False.
that I've been to.
Oh, that you've been to?
That I've been to.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What do you think is, have you been to one that smells worse? On the floor.
GDC. GDC.
Yeah?
Yeah.
GDC pretty bad?
And sometimes, some days of E3 were worse back in the day.
Yeah.
But here's what I'll say. It's going to be a lovely time.
Going to be a wonderful time.
You go on the floor once. You walk around.
Personally?
And by walk around, I mean you shuffle like this.
Yeah.
As slowly as you can, and you just sort of slowly make your way around the floor once. Don't get in line for anything. No. Because that way lies madness.
Yeah. Don't bother. You probably won't get it anyways.
Yeah. A couple of years ago when we went, there was the big Lego Bowser that you could get your picture with, and everybody was in line to get their picture with the big Lego Bowser, and I was like, "How long is this line for the picture of the big Lego Bowser?" And the person working the booth was like, "Oh, it's about 45 minutes." I said, "That is too long to get your picture."
Take a photo.
I turned my phone towards the big Lego Bowser and I went like this.
Yep.
And there it was.
Here's what I will say. A few years ago, I think this would have been Comic-Con 2019, they had a Riverdale photo op where they set up a little bit of Pop's Chocolate Shop.
Yep.
Shockingly, wasn't a line for that, and I was stunned. Because I got great photos in the chocolate shop.
Yeah, I was there for Star Wars, and we just made a beeline there.
Yeah.
And we all just sat in the chocolate shop, and we were like, whoa.
Here's the thing. Beyond it being a cool show that we love very much in this house, a perfect show with no flaws, it's also just a cool setup. And like everybody wants a cool picture of themselves at Comic-Con, you know?
And I think by setting it up,
shocked people were sleeping on it.
By setting it up and not making an event of it, it's so weird. It's almost like the Comic-Con floor is like if there is somebody holding a sign that says end of line, everybody runs up to them and goes, "What's this line for?"
Yeah.
"What is this line for?"
Yeah.
Buddy, you weren't going to get in line for anything. You had no plans.
Right.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry, but by not putting up a thing, it was just open all day. And
Right.
people were like very cool about taking their picture and moving on. Do you know what else I saw that year, 2019? Speaking of Riverdale, I saw Betty, Veronica, and Cheryl all twerking with the Five Nights at Freddy's
Really?
animatronics. Yeah.
Wow.
Because they were set up for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Huh.
And they were all just there like twerking with the Five
Wow.
Nights at Freddy's crew.
The Five Nights at Freddy's movie didn't come out until last
I know,
year?
but they released the trailer for it. Wow. Or
Long lead.
announced the movie like way back in the day.
Yeah, that sounds right. There was a lot of iterations of that. But yeah, so SDCC is coming up. We will update you when we get back of any kind of cool announcements that were made.
Yeah.
I certainly won't be lining up for any of the things to get the exclusives. Sorry. So we'll see what is public knowledge. Because at the end of the day, we're not a news show.
Listen.
Don't mistake the title for fact.
Yeah, and look, you might hear us say that we're a news show or it's time for the news or we have news for you.
But we're lying.
But we're liars. And so shut up.
So don't expect us to be reporting.
Yeah, but it's not
News.
No.
We don't do that.
Ugh.
We read the internet and talk about it.
Yeah. I haven't done any journalizing.
Oh.
I would never. Check my sources?
Oh.
What sources?
Would never.
I don't even have an opinion of my own.
No. Our source is Alex.
Yeah, I get my opinions from Kotaku.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Alex's sources.
But here's what I will say. Things that I do enjoy at SDCC. I do like going to a panel, as long as the panel line is not 4.5 hours long.
Yeah.
I do love that. I do love off-site.
Love offsite.
Love an off-site activation.
Love an offsite activation.
Oh my
Catch me
gosh.
at every offsite activation.
An off-site activation that gives you an appointment, so you can just go
Yeah.
and do the thing and leave.
Love it.
Oh, like when we went to the D&D tavern when they were doing
Yeah.
the D&D movie, it was like, hey, show up at this slot, this
Right.
time of the day. And we did. And we walked right in and we had a drink and they pushed us out in 3.5 seconds.
Yeah.
That D&D experience was 3.5 seconds
Yeah,
long.
it was. Most of the offsite experiences are just because there's so many people to move through.
You can't plan on like doing a 45-minute, hour-long thing for
No,
people. They
absolutely
used
not.
to do that and you would have lines for places around the block.
Yeah, it's just impossible.
No, you get in, you get your flagon.
Yeah.
You take a sip and they literally pull it out of your mouth as you're drinking.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
like,
come on,
they're
come on.
like, cool. Remember to see Honor Among Thieves.
Yep. Which again, really isn't those people's fault. It's
No.
just how Comic-Con works. I love to go to an ice cream shop nearby.
Sure.
Love to get some ice cream near Comic-Con. I love to be near Comic-Con, but not at Comic-Con.
There's a place in San Diego that literally has prosciutto in the name. It's like Tony's like prosciutto or something like that.
Okay.
And they have, you got to walk like 5-10 minutes. This is my pro Comic-Con tip.
Ooh.
It is the coolest little bar. If you ever saw like, it's a bar and sandwich shop, and if you saw my pictures with like the entirely rhinestone Ronald McDonald on the bench and like all the cool, you just go and you get Negronis and you get prosciutto and melon and you sit. They have like a fake little lawn. I was there in a lawn chair for like a day and a half last time I was there. It was amazing. I was just telling
Great.
people to meet me at the prosciutto place.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Well, I'm very excited. If you are going to Comic-Con, I have a panel on Thursday. Yeah, I
Thursday.
remember. I have a panel on Thursday at 1:00, and it's about Dungeons and Dragons.
What a surprise.
Shocking, I know.
Shocking.
I know. A little bit of a
Going outside your wheelhouse.
yeah, kind of stepping out for it a little bit for
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
Outside the comfort zone.
God, tomorrow is Thursday.
Yeah, you have a panel tomorrow at 1 p.m.
I'm at Comic-Con tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's so silly.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
You're going to be at Comic-Con tomorrow.
And then in 1 week from today, I'm at Gen Con.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. I just heard Alex, from over there.
You can't
So
say that
funny.
to me.
Let me tell you where I'm going to be. Right here in my air-conditioned home.
How fantastic.
It's going to be lovely.
I love it. Amazing.
We've got some news for you.
Which again, don't mistake that for news.
Yeah, no, I mean, look. There is news. We did not report it.
No.
We did not investigate it or find it out. Never would. Gross. But we're going to talk about some Nintendo stuff. We got some SpongeBob for you.
Yeah.
and probably the movie event, what will be the movie event of the decade, was just announced.
Yeah.
And that's pretty exciting.
So, Anthony, real quick, before we get into it, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten a DM request on Instagram? Look me in the eyes. Have you ever gotten a DM request on Instagram asking if they could use your photo? No, come back, come on. Asking if they could use your photo. No, come on, let me finish. I'm almost there. As a mural. No, come on. Oh, stop it. Okay, it's cute. Yeah. Okay, but have you?
No.
No?
No.
Have any of you ever gotten this DM request?
Because I'm not an adorable femme presenting human being that people get weird about.
Oh, no. You see, the thing is, this is a running scam on Instagram. And I got one this morning, and I've gotten a dozen of these. You get a DM request that says, like, hey, I really love this photo of you, right? And they pick a photo from your Instagram, and they go, could I use it? I'm an artist. Could I use it in a mural?
Okay.
I'll pay you, of course. Right?
All right.
Sometimes they say they'll pay you. Sometimes they don't say anything. They just say, can I use it in a mural? Right? And you're like, I was wondering, and I finally looked it up because obviously you see this DM and you go, well, that's clearly a scam. I'm not going to interact with that. But I was thinking about it this morning and I was like, but how do they scam you by asking to use your photo in a mural? What are they getting out of it? Right?
What do they?
Good morning, Greg.
What do they put your photo through AI and then try to sell it back to you like as a mural? What do they do?
I've wondered and refused to research for so long. As you know, we're not journalists.
We're not journalists.
But I finally Googled it. So
Greg
I am now.
Miller's in the chat, and he has a journalism degree, but I don't think he would call himself a journalist either. There are no journalists in pop culture.
No journalists in pop culture.
Gross. Disgusting.
And apparently what they do is, and it's a kind of classic scam where they're like, great, I'll pay you. And then they send you a check and then they ask you to send money back from that check, but it's a fake check.
Like,
that just seems like such an inconvenient scam.
like cash back at the grocery store?
Kinda. They're
like, okay, I'm gonna pay you
Yeah.
$100 to use this picture of you as a mural. Can I get 50 back?
Yeah, basically.
That's
Which
ridiculous.
is how a lot, it's the overpay scam, which happens a lot. And I know that I am not a 65 plus woman on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that I am not the target when I'm like, how do you fall for that? Like, I understand that like we navigate this internet world very differently.
Yeah.
But this one does seem like it would work the least amount of time.
I can't imagine anybody falling for that at all.
And I want to know, has anyone ever fallen for the mural scam?
If somebody asked to draw me and then said, I'll send you a check for $100, I'd be like, why would you send a check in the year of our Lord, 2024?
Right.
When you DM'd me on Instagram, I know you're aware of the internet.
Yeah.
But also, like, why would I give anybody change? Why would I feel guilty about that at all? If somebody was like, I'm going to send you $100 to get a picture, to take your picture and do this, and they sent me $100 and they're like, oh, wait, I meant 50. Or they sent me $200 on accident, I'd be like, sorry, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm probably not even gonna cash this check because it looks like you printed it on a Xerox machine.
And what if it was $2,000? And then they up it to $5,000 even though you're already on board.
Well, then here's what I would do. Alex, please show my screen. I would buy the last remaining 1-to-1.
You got nothing on your screen, Anthony?
What?
What the hell is that? What are you showing him even?
Oh my God.
What are you trying to do?
Oh my God. That was such a moment.
Yeah, ruined,
It
gone.
was such a moment. I'm just gonna put it here in the dock.
They call the money for the mural your allowance. So this is how you'd spend your allowance?
Here's what I would do. I would buy the last remaining 1-to-1 replica of Michael Keaton's Batman cowl. Went on sale this morning as we went live, and there's only one left.
But it's a replica.
Yeah.
How do you create
it's a full
scarcity in a replica?
Because it's exclusive. They only made a certain number of them.
But it could be replicated again if it's a replica.
Yeah, but not this time, and they haven't done it before. So what would... They've done it once since 1989, and that time is now.
Okay.
So sure. Wait another 30 years, Saige. Wait another 30 years. See how that works out for you.
I didn't wait the
Saige.
first 30.
Yes, you did.
I haven't been alive for that long.
You came out the womb
Yeah.
going, Batman.
Yeah. It was freaky, honestly.
Going, cowl. It's from The Flash. Yeah, but we don't talk about that film. We don't talk about that film. We talk about the fact that it's the Michael Keaton cowl from the 1989 Michael Keaton
But it's
Batman.
not. It's from The Flash.
It's
probably
the
different.
same
It's
cowl.
probably different. If they're marketing it as the Flash one and not as, then it means it's probably a little bit different.
It's probably
a little bit different. Anthony, you're misleading the people. No, being adorable will not get you out of lying to the internet, Anthony. Oh, all right, you could lie to the internet. Okay.
$800. And then you can walk around. Dude, if I had that thing, let me tell you something. I would be wearing that all the time. I would be FaceTiming people all the time.
Yeah.
I would just be like, I would walk into the studio. I'd be like, I'm ready for the show.
We know you would.
I'm ready. I'd pop my head out from around the corner. I'd just be like, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
I believe you would. Why? I don't
Hey.
get it, Anthony. I'm sorry. I don't get this one.
You don't get it?
I don't get it.
It's from the Batman.
It's from The Flash.
It's the Batman
from-
wears it.
And it's not because it's a replica.
Yeah. It's the Batman. You don't own a replica anything?
No, I do.
You have the Killer
But I'm
Clowns from
not-
Outer Space gun.
Yeah, but I didn't spend $800 on
Well,
it.
because it's not movie accurate. I've looked at it.
But it lights up.
It does
And
light
goes
up.
Pew, 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 pew. It makes a little cotton candy noise.
What if I told you this Batman cowl lights up?
I would be so confused. I would say that can't be screen accurate.
Batman.
Where does it light up from?
I would walk into the coffee shop and I'd be like, pumpkin pie. 1 coffee and pumpkin pie.
And you'd get banned from yet another coffee shop.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
And the list of coffee shops you can still go to is getting short, Anthony.
Here's the thing. I get banned from every coffee shop in a different costume. They've all banned a different person. I can still go to all of those coffee shops. I went into one as the Jim Carrey Riddler. Mm-hmm. I went into one.
Yeah. Come on, keep going.
I went into one as the Red Skull from the 1985 Roger Corman Captain America movie.
Yeah. You got banned from a coffee bean as the Scarecrow from Arkham.
That's right. That's right. I got thrown out of an IKEA dressed as the Dolph Lundgren version of the Punisher.
And it is hard to get thrown out of an IKEA. Do you know how far they have to walk you to kick you out?
Well, they have to follow the arrows.
Yeah.
They could kick you right out, but they got to take you
No,
around
it's a
the
whole
arrow.
walk of shame
Yeah,
thing.
it's the whole thing.
They have like a bell behind you. You have to walk through the entire store and then through the load up area.
Yeah.
You can't get anything. Even when you pass by that area that has all the kind of defective pieces and slightly broken out of box stuff,
Yeah.
you can't stop. You're not
Right.
allowed.
My family's dead. I want a candelabra. You can't have a candelabra, Frank Castle. You were inappropriate in the food court.
And I want you to know that was not the first time that story had come out.
Nope.
That was not the first time that somebody had been inappropriate as the Punisher in a food court.
I'm now, there's just one of these things left. I keep reloading. I'm like, when will they be sold out of the Batman cowl? Because they released I want to say they released 100 of these. No.
Get out,
They
Greg.
released-
Get the fuck out of my chat.
Hey, Greg Miller, you're lying.
You're lying.
Greg Miller says The Flash is the #1 DCEU movie.
And you know
Greg,
what? And you know what, Greg? You're not going to get out of lying on the internet by being adorable either.
You're lying. We know that's not your favorite.
You're not.
You know- and also, hey man, hey, the DCEU is over. You can drop the bit. You don't have to pretend you like it anymore.
No, you're not going to get out of it by being adorable.
You can drop the bit, dude. You don't need to do it anymore.
Lying on the internet.
You can just look forward to old Jimmy Guns. They made 1,350 of these,
Jesus.
and they're down to one, dude.
1,300 people spent $800 on a replica Batman cowl from The Flash?
1,349. One person can still have it. One person can still have it. Yeah, you can wear it. It's life size. That's the whole point. You put it on and you're like, I'm Batman.
You can do that in any Batman costume.
Yeah, but Michael Keaton's the coolest one.
Yeah, but I guarantee there are other Michael Keaton Batman cowls.
Look it up, Alex. Look it up. Look it up, Alex. Look it
This
up.
isn't going to catch on. I refuse to let it. But do look it up.
Does
But
replica
do let
in
us
this case
know.
mean movie quality? Let me talk about this beautiful Michael Keaton cowl, of which there's only one remaining.
You can get it on at eBay for like $40.
No, but like, hey, bring up that picture and then bring up this one.
This is giving. We have Michael Keaton's Batman cowl at home.
Yeah, that's a little leg avenue for
The
me.
mouth is really silly.
That's a
The
bit.
mouth is a fun, silly time there.
Yeah, that's a bit Party City for me.
Yeah, go back and forth real quick between the two for him.
Yeah, I would love for you to show. Yeah, come on. Look at that sad. That's like a weird Fred Flintstone head on a Kermit the Frog
The
neck.
eBay one is saying, "Kill me."
Yeah, look at the frilled lizard neck on that Batman cowl. No, this is the real shit, dude.
But the real replica shit.
Yeah.
It's
You
just-
once again,
it said it's
you own many.
$800.
You own replicas.
Yeah, but I've never spent $800 on a replica from The Flash.
No, nobody has except for this
Except for
morning.
1,300 people.
This was the first time. This is a world record day. Call Guinness. This is the first time 1,349 people gave any money to the movie The Flash.
Yeah, this is the most money anything to do with The Flash has ever made.
Did I tell you I watched it?
No.
Yeah, I watched it.
And?
What a thing. What a thing they did. They couldn't figure out whether it was supposed to be funny or not, which is a bad way to go.
That's a rough start. Okay.
That's a rough start. Everything with Michael Keaton was lovely, but
Cool.
like, of course it was.
Yeah.
Like, of course it was. I watched that movie and I was like, so what you're telling me is it's like you just need to make another Michael Keaton Batman movie.
Yeah.
About old Batman.
You gave us something adjacent to the thing everyone wants.
Yeah.
Thank you again, DC. Your specialty.
Yeah, other than that, it was a weird adaptation of Flashpoint, and I gotta tell you, the VFX in The Flash. Oh, they gave up on that movie like 3 days in. The VFX in The Flash looked like a PlayStation 3 cutscene. It looked like I was playing the last level of a Ratchet and Clank for the PS3.
Hey, question for you. Do you think
It was
that
a
they-
Jack and Daxter.
Do you think that they gave up on the VFX the first or the second time Ezra went to jail?
Tough to say.
You think they held out till the second?
Looks like
And then they gave up?
Looks like they gave up a little bit on the first time.
Okay.
And then the second time they completely checked out.
Got it. Yeah. The second time they left the building.
Look,
Understood.
hey, here's the thing. If you and you might remember that all of the marketing for the movie flipped to being Michael Keaton marketing. Like the commercials for The Flash were like, "I'm Batman. Go
Yeah.
see The Flash."
Yeah.
Like literally, that's what it was like.
Yeah. Well, it's because that's because Ezra Miller was in jail, so
Yeah.
couldn't really shoot any promos.
Yeah, but it was
know?
like it would just show like
No press tour.
It would show The Flash. It would just show like a red blur.
Yeah.
And then Batman would show up and be like, "Hello, it's me, Batman. Michael Keaton,
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah.
Hey, Batman, I'm throwing a batarang. I'm Batman.
The Flash.
The Flash."
Now, I say this because I want to remind people, I love The Flash. But that's not my Flash.
No.
Grant Gustin is The Flash.
You could have, for the amount of money that they clearly spent trying to hold that movie together with twine,
Yeah, paying bail.
paying bail, like, yeah, just
Paying off teenagers in Hawaii.
hush money, all this stuff. You could have reshot with Grant Gustin.
Just reshoot with Grant.
You could have reshot with Grant Gustin.
He was the perfect Flash, and you wasted him.
It comes with its own display base. Like it doesn't just come.
Hope so.
It doesn't just come like floating in the sky like that.
I
Look at-
would hope so.
Look at this. This is good. This is quality Batman.
I bet it's a great quality cowl.
Ooh, look at that. That's the Batman symbol.
Yeah, your screen still ain't working. You restart your
Alex,
thing?
show the gallery.
Did you restart your thing?
I'm gonna restart my thing, but Alex, show the gallery of the Batman. What is that? What are you looking at? That's not the right one. Put on the real one.
What are we even looking at?
You coward. Put on the real one.
Did you find anything that did look pretty good when you were doing research on what else there is?
No, you found nothing because this is the replica.
the replica.
This is the one, dude.
I mean, you can get a
One.
$10 one on Amazon, so why do you need to spend $800?
This is the one, dude. I can't believe. Hey, and you know what else? You know what else you can get right now? Same place. They're still in stock. I'm putting it down right underneath.
Mm-hmm.
This is it, Saige. Check this shit out.
What am I checking out?
That's the replica Catwoman.
Oh,
That's the replica Catwoman.
okay.
That's it.
I'm interested.
Yeah, $6.99.
See,
That's
now
a
that's
deal.
actually Batman Returns. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like again, I'm much more in for like Batman Returns.
Sure. But can I explain something to you, Saige?
If you have to.
That cowl is the Batman one from the Batman Returns. He just wore it in the Flash. He just wore it in the Flash.
Do you genuinely believe that the cowls between the movie The Flash and Batman Returns were identical?
Yeah, they're pretty
And
identical.
I can't say otherwise.
I don't think they're probably not going to be 100% identical.
Yeah.
But they're pretty identical. It's the same design.
Then why are they calling that one the Flash one and this the
I bet-
Batman Returns Catwoman? I mean,
I bet
obviously she's not
they
the
were
Flash,
either
that's why.
I bet they were either able to license it cheaper that way, or Warner Brothers wanted it to be marketed that way.
Okay. All
Whereas,
right.
like with the Catwoman mask,
Well, you
you
kind of can't.
you
Yeah.
it's gotta be from Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Although, you should all go on the internet and find the unproduced script for the Catwoman movie, Tim Burton's Catwoman movie.
Yeah.
That script is bonkers.
I've never read it.
It's so good. It's so good, Saige. You have to read it.
What we could have had.
It was years ahead of its time.
What we could have had.
It's all about Catwoman in a semi-retirement community, taking down superheroes who are pretending to be superheroes, but it's all like for money.
Okay.
They're real superheroes, but like all the crime is planned and they're in on it, and it's all for marketing.
Great.
And this was like in 1992.
Yeah, that would have been fun as hell.
It would have been amazing.
Yeah, we would have gotten Mysterio'd before we got Mysterio'd.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Damn.
We could
Damn.
have the boys before the boys. You know what I mean?
That was the tagline for Catwoman.
Yeah, it was pre-boys.
Yeah. The boys before the boys.
Yeah, the boys to boys. Listen. Now that you've seen the Catwoman one, you understand, right? I'm not gonna do it, but like, if you had it, wouldn't you buy it? And wouldn't you? If Saige had that Catwoman mask, she would immediately somersault across the room,
Absolutely.
and stand up and be like, meow,
Yeah. 100%.
like everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
That you would do
I'd
it
get
everywhere.
banned from another boat.
That's right. And she cannot go on a lot of boats.
It's true.
And here's the thing about boats. When they ban you, it's very specific because they are in international waters a lot of the time. And so there are no laws.
Yeah.
It's just the specific boat
Yeah.
is against you.
Yeah, and if you're out in the sea, you do have to take the whole trip back, right? You can't get taken off until the next port.
That's right.
So you just get thrown in the brig on a Carnival cruise line.
That's right. Or a Norwegian cruise.
Yeah, that one too.
Or
Disney
the
cruise.
Disney cruise lines. Yeah. It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Anyways, yeah, I for sure would do that.
Anyway, like if somebody buys that, let me know.
Yeah.
If you buy it, let me know. Show it off. You know what I mean? Back order. It's gone. It's gone.
It happened.
It happened.
Was it one of you?
Sold out.
Did one of you just spend $800 on a Batman cowl?
Sold out.
Almost 1,400 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's right. I would have done it.
All right, everybody.
I'd do it again if I had the chance.
That's all cool and fun.
Yeah.
Let's continue into a little more movie news.
A little
since
movie
we're talking
news?
about movies anyways.
Sure.
In a headline that I had to read 3 times.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
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 Skibidi Toilet is in the works for film and TV franchise from Michael Bay.
Honestly, the only person that could do it justice.
Michael Bay.
Do you know what I mean?
Michael Bay and Adam Goodman are, now this is very early on, right? You've got interviews on the Strictly Business podcast talking about it and saying like, hey, this isn't a definitive thing. This isn't make or break. Like we don't need a TV show and a movie from Michael Bay, obviously, but we might do it. We're playing with the idea of it. Treatment is currently being developed by Michael Bay and Adam Goodman, who is the former president of Paramount Pictures.
Uh-huh.
And I just have to wonder, because I could do the thing here where I could be like a millennial and be like, but why is Skibidi? What a bad time. I don't care.
Yeah.
I get it. Kids like it. But here's my question. Exactly, Alonzo. Is this just Gen Alpha's emoji movie where like you're not making...
Well,
you don't understand what the kids actually like about it, and these kids are not going to see a Skibidi Toilet movie.
Here's what I'll say about it. It is it's the thinnest amount of lore that he's had to work with yet. And I say this knowing that Michael Bay made both the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Transformers live action films. One of which, listen, the first Transformers involved a Transformer unscrewing its gas cap and pissing gasoline on somebody.
Yeah, it did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, brutal.
Michael Bay, he's the right one for the job.
Sure.
He's the right one for the job.
Yeah.
A lot of people are making jokes about how many explosions. Have you ever watched a Skibidi Toilet? All of the explosions.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, auteur to subject matter.
Not bad.
This is a 1-to-1.
But the thing is, I think that they're looking at something like Five Nights at Freddy's, right? And they're like, well, Five Nights at Freddy's was huge with the kids. The movie's done exceptionally well.
Sure.
Right? Incredibly well received, made just boatloads of money. But I think what they don't understand is that Five Nights at Freddy's had been around long enough to grow a fan base of like varied age people and establish a fuck ton of lore. Right? Like the idea is that like people were already watching hours and hours of videos on like Five Nights at Freddy's lore, right? So it made sense to make a movie from it.
Saige.
I don't think you understand what the kids like about the Skibidi Toilet.
No, Saige, there are Skibidi Toilet lore videos.
I'm not saying
there's
there
like
aren't, but I'm saying I don't think that they get what the kids like about it. And I
Right.
don't think they're going to... There's no way that a bunch of old white guys produce a movie that is what these kids like about Skibidi Toilet. There's no fucking reality where this takes a long form format and these kids are like, hell yes.
I think this is going to be Michael Bay's horizon. I think this is going to be perhaps his most personal and enduring work.
Yeah?
Yeah, here's what I'm going to tell you. I think Michael Bay is going to come to this. Maybe he's been waiting. Maybe he's been negotiating with the Skibidi Toilet guys. Skibidi Toilet guys are on this podcast. They're going, I'm not saying we need Michael Bay. I'm not saying like they're trying to big time Michael Bay because they know how badly Michael Bay wants it.
Yeah.
Michael Bay, huge Skibidi head.
Yeah, it gave them a lot of
He's got that Ohio riz, is what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say about him. And Michael Bay, I think, is going to make the most beautiful adaptation of Skibidi Toilet that maybe anybody could ever make. I'm in. The only thing that I have to say about this is it a movie, or in this age of peak TV, because there is so much story to tell, is this something where it's, a 12-episode limited?
Well, here's the thing. They're talking about both.
Great. No, that's good. Because then here's what you get. You get the TV show to lead you up to it, right? And then by the time you're in the movie theater, in the big screen, in the 4DX, you really show off that climax, that emotion. That's your end game.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, I'm wondering if you flip that, right? You come out the gate, blow it up, right?
Clone Wars it.
Yeah. You knock it out of the park with a big blockbuster movie, and then you let people continue in the world that you've established with a film.
I mean, it's tough, and I'm sure that that's something that Michael Bay has been up at night worrying about.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got his 2 giant whiteboards, and he's looking at it every possible way.
Yeah.
Because he cares.
Right.
That's the other thing that we can say about Michael Bay, having seen, Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
We know that Michael Bay cares.
Right.
And that's what's important.
I'll also say by the time this movie comes out, Skibidi Toilet will be over. Skibidi Toilet is already not the thing anymore.
Mm.
It really hit last year was kind of it. It hit a strong peak in like April to July of last year. And there's literally a graph on here. I don't know why these are like the major franchises they're comparing of views, but like massive decline.
Yeah.
Because something like that is a moment. It's not like a sustain. It's not Five Nights at Freddy's. And I think the closest thing they could want it to be is Five Nights at Freddy's.
As we approach meme singularity, by the time Michael Bay
It's the
puts
flashpoint of memes.
right, you can get the official cowl.
Mm-hmm.
By the time the movie comes out, is it retro?
No.
Is it back?
No.
Is it back because it's been 2 or 3 years?
No, I think we're getting an Angry Birds movie. We're getting like the emoji movie.
Angry Birds 2 is a good movie. Angry Birds 1, not a good movie.
Yeah.
Angry Birds 2, good movie.
I haven't seen either, if I'm honest. But I think that it will just be one of those things that passes by with like an awkward cringe by the time that you can make, because they're just now in talks.
Right.
They're just now in talks of developing a treatment
but
for
Michael,
a movie and a TV show.
But Michael Bay's been wanting this for years.
I know he's got it all up here already.
Michael Bay, the first Defuck
It hasn't
Boom.
even existed for years.
No, the first Defuck Boom video came out,
Yeah.
and Michael Bay went, I must be a part of this.
Yeah.
So they're in talks, but he's
Right.
got it all figured out.
Yeah. It was kind of like Sydney Sweeney with Immaculate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been kind of like that. And like,
I
we're
heard
rooting for him.
that also, like Sydney Sweeney in Immaculate, he had to do Ninja Turtles so he could get to do Skibidi
Yeah.
Toilet.
Right.
He had to do the big, she
Yeah,
had to do
yeah.
the big rom-com to do the thing.
Exactly.
That's what it was. I'll go see it in 4DX. They got water effects.
Oh, that was the worst thing. Have you been seeing all the people that saw Twisters in 40X?
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm thinking about it.
I want to go
I'm
do it.
really thinking about it.
I'm going to go do it.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely going to go see Twisters in 40X. I'm not excited about Twisters at all.
No, not even the slightest. I haven't even seen the original.
Oh, there's a Twister.
I bet.
And they drive after it, and they're
Okay.
like, watch out for the Twister.
Yeah.
That's it. Hey, if you had to guess why they're hanging out at the Twister for the entire movie, why do you think they're hanging out at the Twister for the entire movie in the film Twister?
I thought it was they're like chasing Twisters.
To what end?
See them?
Just to see them?
Take a good picture. I don't know. There's tornado chasers. I saw them on an episode of Wife Swap once.
So there's a thrill-seeking storm chaser and a hot weather scientist.
Okay.
And she's got to throw a weather measuring device into the center of a Twister to get weather data. And so he drives her because he's a hotshot storm chaser.
Sure.
So they can throw the satellite or whatever it is into the Twister.
So she can hold like a big chunky thing with like a,
it's huge.
but I mean the thing that reads it probably after, she's probably got like a big thing.
Yeah,
with like
she's got
an
like a thing that's got an antenna, and she's like,
oh my God, that's definitely a tornado.
Yeah, it's like, now we know.
Now we know that a tornado twist.
We've learned so much today.
Wow.
We've learned so much.
Okay.
That's the movie.
Wow. Do you know what the new one's about?
It goes on for like 2 hours.
Is the new one something else?
It's 2 of them. It's got an S at the end.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. All right.
Dude, there was a period of time in like the early 2000s when we had just figured out computers.
Yeah.
And everybody was worried about the weather.
Yeah.
And holy shit, the day after tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Where global warming, where like they're literally running down a hallway as it's freezing behind them. They're outrunning the cold weather.
It's wild that we were like engrossed in so much like climate change media, and yet we didn't do anything about climate change.
No. I mean,
it didn't raise a generation that then like deeply cared about and like felt compelled to do anything about climate change.
Well, how do you feel about climate change?
Bad.
All right, well, that was Twister. That Twister did that.
But
No, Twister did that. It's because Twister walked. That
Twister spun. Let's be real.
Twister spun wildly.
Yeah.
So Al Gore could run for president. Listen, everybody, shut up. When we said that there was movie news, there was actually something that I thought we were going to transition into.
Okay.
We've got
I'm gonna unclick on the thing I just clicked on. What do you got?
Batman.
Oh. What is there? What is this?
I accidentally, it's in the second column.
Okay, well, that's why I didn't click on it.
That's why you didn't click on it. Look, there's a lot of stuff going on at DC right now. I'm sure Greg Miller still isn't here, but if Greg Miller was here, I'd be like, Greg Miller, how are you feeling right now? Because there's a lot of stuff going on at DC right now. Okay, we just got Jonkler 2. Too Many Jonklers.
Yeah, it comes out in October. We just got a new trailer for it. People are talking about it, but they're not really saying anything.
That's a lyric from a song from the Jonkler.
Yeah.
Jonkler 2's trailer came out, and it certainly looks like the sequel to the Jonkler.
It does.
That's
about it.
And there do seem to be musical numbers as promised.
Jonkler plus Gaga.
Now we're jonkling.
Yeah.
But alongside this media blitz for the Hangover 3's director Todd Snyder's The Jonkler 2. we
from the mind that brought you.
Yeah, from the director of Old School comes also The Jonkler 2.
Folie dit.
Now, we get a lot of other Batman news, and none of it's related to anything that's going on with the Jonkler.
No way.
There are like 4 different Batmans.
Sure.
In the DC universe. Now, here's what's going on. I understand Elseworlds and multiverses and all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
But boy, they're trying to do a lot of different Batmans. So not only do we have the Jonkler, but we just got announcement about the Batman Epic Crime Saga universe.
Hey, what the fuck is that?
What the fuck is it,
what the
right?
fuck is
hey,
that?
what is that?
Hey, what the fuck
Can I buy
is
the
that?
cowl for that on Entertainment Earth or not?
That?
Is the cowl sold out already?
What is it?
This is the Robert Pattinson Batman universe.
They're doing a universe?
Which they are, well, everybody calm down. There's enough room for all the Jonklers.
Okay. Is there?
Yeah. You can have Saltburn Jonkler, and then you can have Joaquin Phoenix Jonkler, and then you can have Alan Tudyk Jonkler. There's enough Jonklers to go around. The Batman Epic Crime Saga is going to start with the Penguin television series.
But why didn't it start with the Batman?
Max. Well, it did, but now it's a thing with a name. You see, they're working on the Batman Penguin television series, which started off as a Gotham PD series, GCPD. Then they said no, and then they were like, "Well, it's an Arkham series," and then they said no. And they're like, "Okay, it's a Penguin series," and Warner Brothers said, "We know who the Penguin is.
We've heard him.
We've heard of him.
The Umbrella guy.
Yeah, great. Do that. Do that. Put Colin back in the suit. Let's do it." That series is going to lead directly into 2026's The Batman 2.
They're doing The Batman 2?
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Oh yeah. It's the Batman Epic Crime Saga. It's a saga now.
Sure. Feels like a saga.
It's quite a saga. It's going to lead directly into Batman 2. Will Batman be appearing in the Penguin TV show? They say, we don't know. Probably not.
Probably not.
They say probably not.
I would think not.
We don't think Robert Pattinson. We don't think the Batman or the Catwoman. We don't think they're going to be in it.
Yeah.
This is just about a penguin.
Yeah.
This is just Club Penguin. Do you remember in the Batman when he actually ran Club Penguin?
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
That's why those furry hackers hacked Disney.
That's right. But in addition to that, in addition to the Batman Epic Crime Saga,
there's more.
At the end of this article about the Batman Epic Crime Saga, they're talking about doing another TV show. They won't say who it's going to be about.
Okay.
They're being very quiet about
Canonically
it.
Jewish Penguin. DC makes all their villains Jews.
Hey.
And look,
now
I'll take the representation I can
yeah,
get.
that's fine. If we get Harley and Penguin, that's fine.
I'll take it.
Now that's just I think that's just in the Harley Quinn, right?
I take it as gospel. Though.
I take Harley Quinn, as far as I'm concerned, is main
the
timeline.
canon. Yeah.
Earth 1, as Grant Morrison would say.
Exactly.
Earth Prime. Listen, they're talking about how they also are figuring out how to introduce the new DC movie universe Batman.
At the same time?
They want to do it soon because they know everybody wants to see Batman.
Everybody's dying to see Batman in addition to Batman.
Hey, you're already doing a Batman.
In addition to Batman, people are really, really just kind of feral to see Batman.
Do you know what they're... I mean, honestly, you can see what they're doing. They're looking at Spider-Man and Spider-Verse, and they're going, we'll do more than one.
Sure, but also, Spider-Verse is animated, and that's why it is able to do so. But also, it's like... You also have Miles Morales, which is a totally different character.
But you remember when Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield showed up and everybody went, ooh.
But for like 4 minutes, not a whole series in a movie.
Do you remember when everybody went, ooh?
Well, they're not like, oh, and these people are just like out and about in the fucking universe, and we're gonna keep making, and they have different sets of their No.
But here's
it was a cameo.
Here's the other thing that you have to remember, Saige. Going along with these two parallel things that are going on, remember that there's also still Peacemaker, which still exists. Which technically exists in the Snyderverse.
Because he was like, oh, we're wiping the Snyderverse
except for my show that I do.
With my favorite boy.
With my favorite boy and my beautiful wife.
But hey, choke Superman. But no one can stay except for when I say so. And then you got Henry Cavill that was like, oh, okay, so I mean... We've announced that I'm gonna come back for a thing, right? And they were like, "Not you,
not you." But
get out of here.
But I said I didn't want to.
Perfect Superman.
No, but I said I didn't want to do it because you were mean to me, and then you said, "Come back." Dwayne wants you to come back, and we won't be mean to you.
Yeah.
And now you're being mean to me again.
I've had boyfriends do that.
Now I'm gonna go home and paint my Warhammer figures in sadness.
Right.
They didn't even bring him for the Flash movie. The Flash movie originally it's based on Flashpoint.
Yeah.
It's based on a Superman that like is raised like in captivity for the government. They were like, no, not Henry. Not Henry. No, make it Supergirl. And it's like, okay, that Supergirl is very cool.
Who plays Supergirl?
Sasha Cale. That Supergirl is very cool.
Yeah.
But once again, your universe is completely disconnected because you have no consistency from movie to movie.
It's like they keep looking at Marvel and being like, okay, so what's really working for them? Let's do the opposite and see if it works for us. They're like, oh, okay, people are really loving that they brought Daredevil back and they pulled him from the Netflix show, which like everybody thought was gone forever. And like they brought back the same actor and they're like recanonizing stories that people cared about. And they're like bringing them in to connect the universe so everything is, has a little bit of synergy to it. And they're like, what if we just did the opposite of that?
Yeah.
What if we just lit all of the connection points between our universes on fire?
We're going to put our own little twist on it. What if we did it, like, we do things a little differently. Lanky Dragoon says Supergirl was the only redeeming part of The Flash. Supergirl was very cool. And if you were going to use that to introduce Supergirl and do more things with Supergirl, that probably would have been all right.
Yeah.
But because that's not what you're doing... probably should have been Superman. Although they kind of already did that in the Justice League movie. So like, what are they doing? What are they doing over there? We're going to have 18 Batmans and 40 Jonklers.
Honestly.
And they're not going to bring back Margot Robbie.
No. I don't think they can afford Margot Robbie anymore.
Good.
I think she's like, if I'm not producing it and it's not every dollar...
Yeah.
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
I've had a
much.
great time being Harley Quinn, and I will forever be remembered and beloved as such. Goodbye, DC.
Yeah. As much as I do want to get right back into those booty shorts. Because we all know Margot Robbie has gone on record saying she loves dressing up as Harley Quinn.
Right.
As much as I love doing it, and as much as you just didn't want to change the costume for some reason. That's so weird. She can't wear more than one outfit, I guess.
Which is so funny because it's not like there's other, I mean, you know, it was a big ask. There's not other Harley Quinns that are more clothed. There are no Harley Quinns canonically in comics that wear more clothes than that.
Name one.
I couldn't.
Name one.
She's always been naked.
I could only think of 40 jonklers.
Yeah.
Each jonklin more than the last.
Each with more joncle.
Oh, they'll jonk. Oh, they'll japes. Oh, they'll goofs and they'll gags.
Ooh. Rough, dude. Rough. DC is a disastrous mess, but we are getting to a point where I'm almost back in for the silliness. They're not there yet.
Yeah.
But we're just leaning towards Riverdale territory.
We truly are.
Where you go, all right, fuck it, I'm in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Riverdale had the vibes
Yeah.
of everybody showed up, everybody in the writer's room showed up 15 minutes late, hungover, and wanted to make it look like they had been writing all night.
Yeah.
They were barely keeping up.
I've always said
that minecart was just going down the track and they were holding on.
I've always said that Riverdale must have been written with the individual word refrigerator magnets.
Mm-hmm.
You pull from the pool and you stick them up there and you make whatever word you can. And that's a fun, silly, goofy little time for me. I love it.
Yeah.
They said, okay, this week, Tony is La Llorona and descends into the ocean.
Great. Done.
And she's straight. What?
What? Yeah, but this week.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah.
Next week, Tony is not straight, but also
Not in the ocean.
also not in the ocean, and Archie is a 20-foot robot. How about that?
With PTSD.
That's right. From his time in the underground prison fight yard.
Oh, no, that's separate. That's from when he went to Army.
No.
Yeah.
No, because he went to prison and he was forced by the warden to be in the underground fights
He
in the
did,
prison.
but then after that, he ran 3 businesses and went to Army.
That's right. He did go to Army because after he got out of prison,
Mm-hmm.
and the way prison works is if you escape from prison and you say, but I'm a good guy,
Yeah.
everybody goes, yeah, he's a good guy.
He could stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
There's no legal process
Hey,
to this.
I want you to know that 2 different times in different seasons of Riverdale,
Yeah.
main characters broke out of prison and then got to just stay out and go back to life from escaping prison.
Yeah, if you get out of prison, that's free. That's free. That's the rules. That's why so many people try to escape prison.
Yeah.
Because you would think, well, I escaped prison, but then I don't have.
Then I'm on the run forever.
Then I'm on the run forever because
Yeah.
because everything is centralized. People know who I am. I can't get a job.
Yeah.
No.
No.
If you get 100 yards away from prison,
You're good.
you're
Now,
free.
If you followed Prison Break rules, which I'm currently doing a rewatch of, you have to run for 1 season, but then you get thrown into another prison.
Yeah, an
in
even
another
worse-
country.
yeah, an even worse
Yeah,
prison.
yeah. And hired to break out of that prison.
All of this to say, I'm very excited to see what sort of a mess DC is cooking up in that kitchen.
Whew.
I do think that there is probably a central core of projects that like James Gunn and Peter Safran are like, we're just trying to do this and we're trying to have one story and we're trying to make it happen. And then like Warner Brothers is like, hey, we got to keep doing that other thing though.
But we moved on from
No,
that thing.
the thing about the other thing is we're doing it.
Well, you see,
No,
that
but
is
you
actually the
can't-
same
no,
characters.
No, they
got to
be separate. They got to be separate. But we need you to focus this thing in and organize it. Keep that separate. It's still running. Also, we like this. Keep it. Gotta go.
It was a jetpack, bro.
That's right. You think Zaslav doesn't have a jetpack?
Zaslav for sure has a jetpack.
For every 100 people he fires, he gets himself another jetpack.
Yeah.
He has 1,000 jetpacks.
Yeah. And he is jetpacked out of every firing meeting, unfortunately.
I have seen him jetpacking out of coffee machines. Is there out of coffee machines? It's
crazy. He's so
it's
little.
He's so little. That's the thing. You wonder why he's such a jerk. He's so little and he's just trying to look tough. He's just this big. I was trying to do a callback to getting kicked out of every coffee shop. But no, now David Zaslav's a little guy. That's where we're at. He's 3 inches tall. He's going to fire 100,000 people.
It's too early on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday,
On a
baby.
Wednesday. This is bad, and I don't like it, and I don't get it, and I don't.
Can I tell you what's wild?
Why can't they wait? Why can't they just be like, hey, we'll do a different, like, we have all these ideas for different Batman. Let's do that one after this.
They really think that by calling something Elseworlds in marketing, everyone will understand and be cool with it. Not just understand and be cool with it, but go see all of it. And here's what I'm going to tell you. On a level, not this level, not the level that they're doing.
Sure.
But on a level, I do like the idea of a world in which every 3 years or 4 years we get a Batman movie, and it's not necessarily connected to the last Batman.
No, love it. But what I don't want is them at the same time.
No, but they're trying to do a connected universe both times.
Exactly. Don't give me a bunch of connected things to one of them that is overlapping with when we get the next one.
If you were like every 3 years, okay, Robert Pattinson is Batman. This time.
Yes.
This time.
Yep.
And in a few years, we're going to do a new Batman with a new vibe.
Yes.
With a new actor and
Love
a new
it.
director.
In.
Just like
Comics.
like picking
like
up
comic books.
like Legends of the Dark Knight. Specifically,
Sure.
every month you'd pick up Legends of the Dark Knight and you'd be like, or Batman Black and White, and you'd be
Right.
like, damn, this is totally disconnected from all the main continuity. And then you can still have whoever your Batman's going to be.
Absolutely.
Whoever your I heard the latest rumor is Glenn Powell, but I think people just say Glenn Powell all the time for everything right now.
No.
For a Batman, for a youthful Batman.
Not in. Not in. I'm sorry.
If you had one main Batman
Mm-hmm.
that jonkles around
Sure.
with
With the jonkler.
with the jonkler and little Davy Superman.
Okay.
And those are your main guys, whatever. And then every few years you're like, but here's, Gotham by Gaslight. But here's,
Keep Gaslight Gotham.
that's right. Here's, the Batman. Here's the one where he's a vampire.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Absolutely.
Here's Red Sun. Here's the one where like Batman is Superman, right? Like that's great.
There is so much to work
Or
with.
sorry, Speeding Bullets.
Okay.
Speeding Bullets is the one where Kal-El lands and is adopted by the Waynes.
Yes. Right.
Red Sun is Superman is a communist.
It's awesome.
Yeah. But you can do things like that as long as you're not trying to make all of them a universe.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to make all of them a universe.
I wish you wouldn't.
It's very interesting.
I wish you would not. Hey.
Isn't Glenn 40? Yeah, probably. I don't know.
A nice young Batman.
Sometimes Batman's 60.
And here's the thing. Batman can be 60, but that's not, we're starting a new young Batman.
No. I think Batman, whenever you're talking about, okay, Batman, he's young, but he's still Batman in a good way. I picture that as 35. I picture Batman being like peak Batman at 35.
I would be happy to see a Batman get older and follow the story of a Batman.
Yeah.
That's fine. I
Hey.
am happy to have an older Batman.
I would love if you would have just done a Michael Keaton Batman movie.
Seems like everyone would have.
He was supposed to be in Crisis on Infinite Earths on the CW when they brought all the shows
Yeah.
together. He was going to be, they wanted him to be that Batman, the evil old Batman. But he was like, I'm not really interested. I think they were working on the
Yeah.
So that's when they brought in why am I blanking? Oh my God. The animated Batman. The voice of the animated Batman that we all love.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Conroy. Thank you. Kevin
remember any
Conroy.
names.
They brought in Kevin Conroy as Bruce Wayne instead.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. And he had like the big Batman armor from Kingdom Come.
Yeah. Great.
It's fun. Do
Okay.
it once.
All right.
Don't make a universe out of it.
All right, DC. I think we should all let DC just tucker itself out for a little bit.
Can I tell you, I'm still, paradoxically, very excited for this Superman movie.
I love that for you. And you alone.
They were shooting in Cleveland.
Cleveland?
Cleveland is the birthplace of Superman.
Yeah.
And it's also the birthplace of me. That's where my family comes from. And when you fly into the Cleveland Hopkins Airport, there's a big statue of Superman.
Yeah.
It says, "Welcome to Cleveland, the birthplace of Superman." That's huge. They put the Daily Planet right there in Cleveland.
That's awesome, Anthony. I'm so happy for you. That's really nice.
They put Christopher Reeve's son in it.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
I love it for me too.
I'll watch the Superman movie with you.
Thanks. Are we going to go see Twisters in 4DX?
Hell yeah, we are.
Yeah,
I'm
we
about
are.
to get ejected out of a movie theater.
Again.
Let's go. All right, let's continue. We're talking about animated series. Let's talk about some important animated series news.
Bring it on.
Quick, name 3 things SpongeBob and I have in common.
Squeaky voice.
Okay.
A love of their job.
Nice.
And on the spectrum.
Autism, baby. Now, I don't know if Tom Kenny really has the power to say this, and I, as somebody who is refused the opportunity to be diagnosed, also don't really have the power to say this either. So I would say at this point, SpongeBob and I are the same amount of canonically autistic.
You can go in for your thing.
Oh, they won't let me.
Why?
Oh, you didn't hear about this?
They said too pretty to be autistic.
No joke? No joke?
They literally do that to people.
I had, because the psychiatrist looked at me and said, well, do you have friends? And I said, I do. And he said, well, then you're not autistic. Don't worry about it.
That was such a long time ago. I thought you went in for like a second opinion.
Yeah. So after he told me autistic people don't have friends, and then I got a new psychiatrist, she did like a little pre-assessment thing and was like, yeah, I'm going to for sure recommend you just so you can get the validation of a diagnosis. Because for sure, right? And I was like, yeah, no, for sure, buddy. Thank you so much. And then she was like, yeah, they said that if you don't need to apply for like government assistance based on it being a disability, then they have no interest in having you tested. Because they said it's not impacting your life enough to need a diagnosis covered under insurance.
Hey, everything medically that impacts your life should be properly diagnosed and treated. There should not be doesn't seem important enough. Now, listen, somebody, because it's the internet, somebody's going to devil's advocate and be like, well, what if you're in the doctor every day and you're a hypochondriac? And be like, well, then number one, you need to be diagnosed for your hypochondria and treated for that.
Right.
So there's still something going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea that we're in a place, I mean, it's the same thing with me. My diagnosis is provisional. I have a provisional diagnosis for my chronic fatigue because they're like, we don't do anything for that.
Yeah. That's the thing. They're like, we're not going to give you any treatment. So if you're not applying for disability, then like, because if I could argue with my insurance that if I was going to apply for disability, that I need the diagnosis in order to do that. Right. But they're like, if you can't tell us exactly what you need the diagnosis for, it was either workplace accommodations, which would be hard to prove because I own my workplace.
Yeah.
Or
easy to prove because you could put on a mustache.
Ho, ho, ho.
And you could call up the doctor.
Yeah.
You just put on the mustache to get into character.
Yeah.
And then you call up.
And then I get on the phone. It doesn't matter. And I say, she's a friendless little goblin at work, and I need you to tell her she's autistic.
She's friendless, and she's always doing T-Rex arms.
I do. I do be doing T-Rex arms.
And on one level, sure, I get it. There's no need to diagnose me because there's no treatment.
Yeah.
Will there be? Will there be one day?
Yeah.
Are there things where if we know I can change my lifestyle to accommodate it?
Yeah. Can we maybe get ahead of that?
Where if I don't have it, maybe these are lifestyle accommodations that I don't want to make if I don't have to.
Sure. She-Light in the live studio audience said, I mean, Italy isn't much better, although we do have universal health care that takes forever to be seen. I think a lot of people that are not in the United States have a misunderstanding of how quickly we get seen. Yeah. Right? So my regular psychiatry, okay, I have to have a call to just say, hey, still doing okay with your ADHD medication? And I say, yeah, bestie, so good, thank you so much. And that's it, okay? That is the call that I have to do legally in order to keep obtaining it.
I have to do that too.
I get a call this week that's like, hey, it's time again to make sure that you still, need this medication and get to keep being prescribed it. And I go, awesome. When? And they say, what's your September like?
Yeah. Mine is scheduled.
It's a 5-minute call.
It's a 5-minute call. Mine is usually scheduled about 5 months out. And if I miss it, for whatever reason, because who knows what I'm doing 5 months out.
Yeah.
I say yes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I sit around and I wait for an hour. The doctor's running late.
Yeah.
I don't get to have the call because I planned an hour for a 5-minute call, and then I miss it.
Right.
And then they go, well, next time she's available is in another 5 months. And I go, cool. What about my meds? And they go,
Can't have your meds.
Can't have your meds. You
didn't get the call.
You didn't get your call.
We have the same health insurance. The doctors are always late.
Yeah.
They're always late too. It's awful. Anyways, point is that is literally just like a check-in call with your like assigned medical provider.
Yeah. The only way that you can get seen quickly, and this is when I was making a lot more money, I did this. I used to go to One Medical. One Medical is
a lot of people do that.
One Medical is a premium service that
pay a couple $100 a year for on top of your insurance.
Yeah, it was like $249 a year plus insurance, and they don't cover all insurance. You have to have like a nice insurance, and then they're a little more expensive, but they'll see you on time.
Yep.
The UK is like that too, where they have the National Health Service.
Yeah,
and then they have private service.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, oh, okay, cool. So now what?
Yeah.
Now what? I just have to be wealthy to get healthcare. I'll tell you what. For the 3 years that I had the good insurance and that money, it was the healthiest I've ever felt.
Sure.
The best I've ever felt. The most taken care of I've ever felt.
It's almost like medical care is important and makes a difference in your quality of life.
Yeah, I have prescriptions now still that I didn't get diagnosed or get anything from our current doctor.
Yeah.
Because they probably wouldn't. It would take years.
Yeah.
With One Medical, I got it done in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Alex is bringing up in the chat, which happy to throw to you, Alex, on this.
I had to be on a year waiting list for my trans healthcare. There are crazy wait times, and I was in New York City, which has an amazing trans healthcare center, in order to get HRT. So I tried to get any doctor, any trans doctor, and it took me a year. It can take 3 years or 4 years in the UK to even talk to someone about this. It's wild.
That's intense.
Absolutely absurd. Literally life-saving healthcare. They're like, you got 3 years? How about 3 years from now? What's your schedule like 3 years from now?
Yeah.
Then we can squeeze you in.
I've been told you definitely need this minor surgery. Great. When? They're like 18 months.
Yeah.
But I need it? Yeah. My body is malfunctioning? Yeah.
See you then.
See you then.
Anyways, all of this was about the fact that Tom Kenny has said that SpongeBob is for sure he's autistic and that's his superpower, which is an outdated kind of discussion around autism, but a well-intended one from Tom Kenny, I believe.
Yeah, you get a lot of that with things like autism, ADHD, all that stuff. It's it's actually a superpower.
Yeah.
It's okay, well, it's one thing to be positive about your condition. Sure. We appreciate it, Tom Kenny, but we understand your intent.
Yeah. He basically was directly asked, because he said something to the effect of SpongeBob's kind of on the spectrum too as a character. It was the first time I'd ever been asked this question, a person who is obviously on the spectrum. I also don't think we should say obviously on the spectrum. I don't know if the word obvious was it. I don't know. I think we might strike that one. If I was just to do a red line of the statement here.
A person who is obviously on the spectrum came up to me and said, I have a question for you, Tom Kenny. Is SpongeBob autistic?
He recalled answering, of course. And then he continued saying, I said, you know what? That's his superpower. The same way that's your superpower. And in the same way that you never assume somebody is pregnant.
And then I patted that kid twice on the head and kicked him into traffic.
Right. In the same way that I don't care if somebody is literally actively in the process of having a child, you don't ask if they're pregnant.
No,
they
tell you.
They tell you. I don't think either we should say just like it's yours. Can you imagine that person's just not even autistic?
Yeah. Just like it's
or doesn't know.
Yeah.
They're just there what? Me undiagnosed growing up as a child being hey, Tom Kenny, do you think that SpongeBob's autistic? And it's yeah, just like you, bud. And you're
just
I am.
I was just asking.
I was just wondering. Some kids at school were asking.
We were learning about autism in school, and I just thought.
And it kind of reminded me of SpongeBob, not me.
No, look at me. Look at me. You're autistic.
For real?
Yeah. And then he pats you twice on the head and kicks you into traffic.
Yeah, Shelley Von Miller. Yeah, the character is gay, just like you.
Just like you little gay. It's like, what?
And that is your superpower, you little homo.
You little homo.
That's your superpower. You're gay.
Ah.
I think that's such a funny
That's
way
right.
to go about it.
Tom Kenny, SpongeBob sure is kind of stupid and silly. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like you fucking dummy. But hey, it's kind of cute that you're a dummy.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Previously, he's spoken about SpongeBob having autism. Back in 2012, he said, I don't know what there is in the show that talks to kids that are on the autism spectrum, but more than other cartoons. But that's because SpongeBob as a character is a little autistic. He's obsessed with his job, very hardworking, gets really, really deep into something. He sounds like somebody talking about like migrant workers. You know how people will be like, oh, they just, and they think they're saying something positive.
Yeah.
And they really do think so. And they're like, oh, so hardworking. And you're like, Jesus Christ, buddy.
Just the nicest people, so hardworking. Woof.
I was dating somebody once, and
Humble
they
brag.
took me out. They took me to like lunch with some of their friends, right? And they were
Humble
like, "These are like my
brag.
longest friends." Okay, these are my like long term, like since college best friends. I'm so excited for you to meet them.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is that they had heard about me before they met me, right? And I get that I give off a communist vibe, but like they had definitely gotten some kind of rundown because this was not that long ago. I want you to know this was in the last 3 years.
Okay.
And we're sitting down at lunch and they're talking about like their business that they work for or whatever, and they're in like some upper management as a business, and they're talking about like, we actually, and they say this to me to be impressive for some reason, like we actually hire like felons. Which is I just think that's really cool. I think it's really neat that we hire felons, and honestly,
So if you know anybody from Riverdale that's looking
Right.
for a job,
and they're like, it's I love it personally. Like I'm fully in support of it. Actually, I think it's really cool. They are the hardest working people. And I was just sitting there
because
like,
every day of their lives they're afraid of the system,
yeah.
and that's the secret.
Because if they lose their job here, they probably go back to prison. And
Woof.
this all has that same vibe, and it's so funny to me. And also to say a little autistic. Tom Kenny said, SpongeBob got a touch of the tism.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little touch. He's been touched by the tism a little bit.
Okay.
Here's the thing. SpongeBob being autistic and like being acknowledged as such is something that could be genuinely really, really validating and beneficial for kids on the autism spectrum, growing up with this character, relating to this character in some ways. However, describing that he is autistic because he works really hard and likes his job so much.
He just gets so into stuff.
And that's that is a tough sell, my friend.
Hey, I don't know why, but this feels like an appropriate segue
Yeah.
to me. You see these new Nintendo fidget toys?
Oh.
You got to check these out. Nintendo, I don't know why this feels like a good segue to me. It just does.
Fidget toys?
It just does.
That's why SpongeBob's autistic. He has a fidget toy.
He has the fidget toys. Nintendo has Gashapon toys based on all of their controllers now at their Nintendo stores in Japan.
Ooh.
These are like little keychains that go, they're little keychains that are based on all of their controllers.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They've got a full collection of
Can you
them.
only get them in Japan?
Yeah, they're not the American ones yet. We don't know if they're coming. They've got the full collection. They've got Famicom,
And they're
NES. They're keychains. And people have found out that the buttons are actually interchangeable with real controller buttons. Like they used real to spec parts.
I want that GameCube one so fucking bad.
I know, they got 2 of them.
I want both of them.
I know.
I want the C-stick and the buttons.
I know.
Oh, that's good.
They're very, very good. They're at Nintendo Store Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto.
I'm so tired of not getting good stuff. America doesn't get any of the good
Why
stuff.
don't we get the good stuff?
Why don't we get any of the good stuff?
They look so rad. Yeah, you can see people have been swapping out the parts because they work in real controllers. Like they're made to spec.
I want those GameCube ones so fucking bad. Which one's the most appealing to you?
I do like the GameCube buttons, like the A, B, X, Y.
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan of the Super Famicom.
Okay.
And I think there would be something really satisfying about the N64 analog stick in your pocket.
I thought you might go with that. Yeah.
It's a good feeling. That 8-way.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I think the side-by-side NES buttons look fun.
Yeah. They're all good. There's not a bad one.
God. But the GameCube ones are where it's at.
Yeah.
I want it so bad. People will be selling them on eBay for sure. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, there's a lot of that stuff that I've nearly picked up a lot of it on eBay.
Yeah.
I picked up, you know how I am. I impulse buy things for other people.
Yes, you do.
I don't impulse buy things for me because
You
I'm like,
also do.
I mean, look, maybe I'm getting a full-sized Michael Keaton Batman cowl. Maybe,
Yeah, it was the last
maybe
one.
I was the last one.
Yep.
But like little things like that, I tend to like, oh, if I think this is so clever and I have a friend that wants it,
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah.
Like I got you all the Pikmin Gashapon.
Love them. So good.
But
They're
there
like
was
little miniature terrariums.
But there was, they were selling little replicas of every Sega system. Just tiny little replicas of every Sega system.
That's good.
And they're like, you know, in a gotcha machine in Japan, they're like $1,
Yeah.
$2. They were on eBay for like $12 each. And I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't try to do it. Maybe I'll do it.
You didn't do it?
I didn't do it. I didn't do it because I'm like, what am I going to do with it?
Have
Gonna
it.
get here. What am I going to? I
You're
know.
gonna have it.
Then you have it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So cute. The
I think I
controller
told
ones are good.
I wanted to put them in like a little shadow box frame and do like a whole
Yeah.
history of Sega.
Fantastic.
kidding
Great
me?
use of it.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding
Are
me?
you joking?
Are you jonkling with me?
Are you jonkling?
Call me Gaga, because I feel like I'm being
I
jonkled.
feel like I'm being jonkled right around. Twisters and 4DX. Get jonkled.
4DX. We're gonna get so
Get
jonkled.
jonkled right around.
Dude, I heard like literally people are saying if you go see Twisters in 4DX, turn the water effects off. It's the only one you have any control over is the water effect. And
Yeah, I
people
had
are
turned it
saying,
off for Mad Max. I did not want to get sprayed with water.
But there's no water in Mad Max.
There was one.
There's just gasoline.
Yeah.
They gotta find the gasoline.
Yeah.
Oi.
My back hurt after that. Like after Mad Max and 4DX.
Yo, if you wear or have ever worn a back brace in your life,
You can't.
don't 4DX.
Don't go to 4DX.
That chair just punches you in the back.
It punches you in the back. It just rustles you around. It tries to throw you out of your chair.
You get straight jonkled.
You get jonkled up. It's brutal. It's pretty brutal. If your spine is crooked like mine, it might not be for us, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to do it again.
Love it.
I just need to plan for like a day off after.
I-
to walk around like this.
I'm telling you, when I went to see Love and Thunder, I had to like mom arm my friend.
Yeah.
Because she was about to go flying.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Ugh." And I was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
I had no idea. I had no idea it was going to be as intense as it was.
They
I
really-
thought it was going to be like a, ooh.
Do you know when you go to like one of those restaurants where they really feel like the value they're giving you is like the portion size?
Yeah.
You know, where they're just like,
Buca de Beppo.
yeah, where they're just like, listen, it's pretty good, but also you get 13 pounds of it. And you're like, I don't need or want 13 pounds
And
of it.
it's not really good. It's only kind of good.
Yeah, you can't just give me more and
Yeah.
that makes it better. 4DX over the last like 2-3 years
Yeah.
is really like, oh no, More is better.
More is more.
The more we give you, the more you feel like it was appropriate to pay $25 for a 4DX movie.
And I'll be honest, I haven't questioned the price once after experiencing it.
Nah, I'll get jonkled.
Yeah, you will. And that's the end of our show, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday show. We will not see you on Friday, but we will be back next week. We have kind of the same situation next week. There will be no Friday show. I don't know if we'll do a Wednesday. We'll talk about it. No, we won't. I'll be gone on Wednesday.
No, fuck you.
No Wednesday, just Monday next week.
Absolutely fuck you. We would never.
So we'll see you next on Monday, and then it's Gen Con Wednesday through Sunday, and we'll be back on probably the following Monday. So
get
everybody,
jonkled, losers.
Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you spending your morning with us. It's very, very cool of you. Of course, there's lots of ways to watch or listen to this show. You can catch it live on Twitch at 9 a.m. Pacific, usually Monday and Friday. You can catch it on our YouTube channel, Pixel Pop. You can watch it later. If you enjoy a VOD viewing experience, it's pretty good. And even if you don't usually watch it there, you should go and subscribe to the channel because it's our new YouTube channel and it really helps us out and it's very cool of you. If you're watching there right now, be sure to like the video, subscribe, even, hey, click that little bell to get notified.
Yeah.
Now that the channels are split up, I feel comfortable asking you to do that.
Yeah.
You're subscribing and getting notified of exactly what you want.
Also, you could be in the vents while we're shooting, and that's how you can see the show.
Stop with the vent.
Hey, Alex, could you click on the link down there in the document that says "Don't worry, Saige"?
Oh no.
And just show everybody this video. It's good. This is another great way that you can watch the show. You can just get right up in those vents. Whoops.
You should have given a content warning for snakes.
Whoops.
Cut away from that.
That's the biggest snake. And it was right
I've
there.
had a thing rustling around in my air vents for a week, so fuck you very much.
Do you think it's that?
God, I hope not. I think it's finally stopped. I think they got it. So either they got it out or it died. Anyways, that's it. You can also join the Discord. It's completely free. You can suggest things that you want us to talk about or beg us not to talk about some things like that.
Yeah.
It is
Send
free
us pictures
to
of what
do.
you think is in Saige's vents.
If you are watching on Twitch, it pops up in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube later, it pops up there. You can also listen to this in podcast form. You can listen to our sweet, soothing voices, and you can miss out on the faces that we make. But it's still pretty neat in podcast form if you want something to listen to during your commute or something like that. You can also go to Patreon. There's so much of us. You can go to patreon.com/pixelcircus. There'll be a bonus clip there today, I guess, because there's no Friday show.
I guess we'll do it.
We'll do it.
There's a ton of bonus stuff up there if you haven't checked out the Patreon. It is wonderful. $5 a month gets you all those bonuses. They go back as long as the show goes back.
It does.
And if you haven't checked out the Patreon, you can get a free membership and try out all that content.
Yeah.
Really dip your toesies. Jonkle around in there.
Jonkle around a little bit. See how it feels. All right, Anthony, where else can they find you on the internet?
You can find me everywhere at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I am at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. Gonna be going live this afternoon with some Castlevania, so come join.
And you can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Sage. And you can watch Sunday Spy Club on the main Pixel Circus channel.
Woo!
Be very cool of you, and we would love for you to do so. It's a neat show. It's a bunch of cool ladies being sweet little gay spies. It's great, and you should watch it. Okay, how about you, Alex?
So, you can find me on Twitter at Alder_Mancy, on Instagram at Alex Teplitz, and once again, I'm going to be at SDCC and Gen Con. So if you see me, say hi.
Yeah, come and see. Alex and I are playing it again together at Gen Con.
Woo!
We're playing
Really
Kids on Bikes.
excited. We're going to do some kids on bikes together. It's going to be
Nice.
fun.
So you can see us come play together. And we're going to go through and we're going to thank everybody who supported us directly right here on Twitch during the show today because y'all make this possible.
That's right.
Doing that, the Patreon, telling people about the show when we go live are all the ways that we get to keep doing this. Hey, Stream Elements?
Histramelements? We want to thank, first and foremost,
Oh, no work. No work.
Dionysus,
Aha, now it worked.
the god of the festival, because every day with you BBs is like a party.
Absolutely festive.
We
Okay,
wa-
and
we
we also
wanna
want to thank Flannel Fries for 45 months that I keep the streak alive. No reason. We think there's a reason.
54 Aqua Snakes for another 45 months, saying just a bunch of emotes.
Thank you.
Thank you for those.
Martinis for 2 and 6 for 34 months. That's a lot of months. Thank you so much.
Hey, Rachel Tensions, welcome to the upper cast of subscribers.
Very
We're glad
cool
to
of
have you here.
We appreciate you. Thank you to Castulu for 42 months. Said it is day 1,246 of walking through this pixelated liminal space, and I think I have finally found the breakfast nook. Enjoy.
There is no breakfast nook, you fool. Stellar Sorcerer, once again, new subscriber. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you to T-Rex Nixon for 12 months, a Gregorian year. We'll see you next month for the real one.
The real one.
And that is it, everybody. Thank you again.
Stay jonkled.
Bye, babies.